Marcelo.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy Lee. Puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Snapping another one. Bacunas rejecting Estevo for the win.
It was a bittersweet homecoming for Klay Thompson as the Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors faced off to open the Emirates NBA Cup. Thompson was greeted with nothing but love as the crowd welcomed him back to the Bay Area. But Steph Curry was quick to show his former Splash brother that this was still the Dubs' home court. Curry led the Warriors to a thrilling 120-117 win over the Mavs. The Chef cooked up a clutch performance as always, scoring 12 of his 37 points in the closing moments of the match. Klay finished though with 22 points, including 8 in the fourth quarter. Luka Doncic tried to make some magic for the Mavs with a team-high 31 points, but the Warriors are tied with the Oklahoma City Thunder now atop the West with an identical record of 9 wins and 2 losses. The Mavs have only 5 wins to show for in 11 games. Now let's listen to Steph and Klay as they talk about sharing the court, this time as opponents after being teammates and Splash brothers for 13 long years.
I didn't really think much of it because I wanted to go in here with an open mind, and it was a really cool experience. I appreciate the fans very much. The captain's hat ended up being a great touch. So I'm such a passionate boater, and saw a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. That was a warm-hearted feeling. So it was really cool to see the fans, their gratitude towards myself, and something I will never take for granted. So it was very, very awesome.
The last couple games have been, some tough clutch losses. Just what are some themes that you've, seen in those situations that maybe could be cleaned up going forward?
I know we've had like 4 games this year where it could have gone either way. Tonight, this one really stung, being up 7, under 4 minutes left. We'll watch the film and get better. But I am really proud of how this team keeps fighting. We're still getting to know each other, and I keep telling the guys it's better to go through this stuff early in the season versus game 60. So I know we have a chance to be great, and we just got to stay the course.
Did you anticipate it was going to be kind of like that?
For sure. I mean, it's my guy, it's my friend. Road dog for 13 years, so there's a lot of history. You're gonna have a lot of back and forth. Some of it was competitive, some of it was fun. And thankfully, we were all able to focus on the game and just hoop and compete. It was an unreal night for sure, all the way around, from the emotions at the pregame of him, being acknowledged, and the crowd during 2-line layups going crazy for him, the video tribute, and I'm so surprised they ran a post up for him on the first play. I blacked out on that one. I wasn't gonna let him score, and I fouled him. But it was a pretty special night all the way around. Obviously, we won. It was a great finish, but well done all the way around.
Draymond called it a terrible shimmy that he did.
Awful.
Is that 1 out of 10? It was low.
I don't rate it. It was hilarious. I know he wanted it really bad. You have a moment like that, so I just love having fun with it because you're carrying a lot of emotions into the game. You don't know how it's going to come out, and there's a lot of entertainment all the way around.
It was also nice seeing everyone with the Captain Klay hats in the arena. Meantime, a rare mistake from head coach Eric Spoelstra costs the Miami Heat in their game against the Detroit Pistons. Final score here, 123-121, with the Pistons winning in overtime. The Heat battled from as many as 18 points down in the second half behind a 40-point outing from Tyler Hero. Miami even managed to get a 2-point lead with less than 2 seconds left in the extra period, but they gave it up immediately off an excellent inbound play by the Pistons, and that caused Coach Spo to call a timeout that the Heat did not have. As a result, Miami was hit with a technical foul, giving Detroit a free throw plus ball possession. And the Pistons fully capitalized on the Heat's error to pull off the win. Leading the way for Motor City were Cade Cunningham and Malik Beasley, who both had 21 points. Detroit has notched its 5th win in 12 attempts, while the Heat stay at 4 wins after 10 games. And here is what Hero and Coach Spo had to say after their heartbreaking defeat.
I mean, it's tough. You know, it's a high-intensity game, a lot of emotions flying in both directions. You know, we're down to start, we come back, they run, just back-and-forth runs all night. And, you know, we got the lead at the end. Just some miscommunication, and we'll learn from it and get better. That's all you can do at this point in this season. I'm just happy in the fight that we have. We could have laid down with 6 minutes left, down 10, and we all fought back.
Yeah, I mean, they only had 1.8 seconds. You know, we felt like, you know, thought Cade might be in the field. He wasn't in the field. And they, you know, JB just drew up a great play. We didn't have the backside protected. It was just a really well executed play, and then I just made a serious mental error, you know, there at the end. That's on my. That's on me. I feel horrible about it. There's really no excuse for that. I'm 17 years in. We had talked about it in the huddle. I knew that we didn't have anything. I just got emotional and reactive on that, and I just made a horrendous mistake there at the end. It's a shame. You know, because we really fought back. We had some great defensive possessions, hustle possessions, those 50-50 balls. And then Tyler was just sensational.
Meantime, in Philly, superstar big man Joel Embiid had a season debut to forget as the Sixers took on the New York Knicks. The 2023 MVP posted only 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists as the Sixers fell to the Knicks 111-99. Embiid is coming off a 9-game absence due to a left knee injury and a suspension for shoving a reporter. New York unleashed a balanced attack against Philly, led by OG Anunoby's 24 points and 6 boards. Karl Anthony Towns notched 21 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists. Knicks All-Star Jalen Brunson, who had an injury-scared third quarter, finished with 18 points and 5 assists. The Knicks' win-loss card is now at 5-5, while the Sixers plummet to 2-8 in the team standings. 5 more games in the Emirates NBA Cup.
Let's take a look at the scores. Franz Wagner tallies 32 points to lead the Orlando Magic past the Charlotte Hornets 114-89, spoiling LaMelo Ball's big game. Onyeka Okongwu comes to the rescue of the Atlanta Hawks to salvage a 117-116 upset of the defending champs Boston Celtics. And the Milwaukee Bucks use a strong third quarter en route to a 99-85 beating of the Toronto Raptors.
Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns lean on Devin Booker's 31 points to score a 120-112 win over the Utah Jazz. And lastly, Robert Williams and Jeremy Grant both had 19 markers in the Portland Trail Blazers' 122-108 victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here at home, Gilas Pilipinas is already seeing lineup changes even before the start of training camp. Japet Aguilar and Mason Amos are replacing injured forwards Jamie Malonzo and AJ Edu in roster for the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Both Aguilar and Amos had been named alternates to the original 12-man slate and had played during the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament that was held last July. Malonzo continues his rehab for a left calf injury he sustained in April, while Edu hurt his knee in one of his games at the Japan B-League. Edu will arrive in the country tonight, and he will be checked by Gilas medical staff. Despite their relegation to the injured list, Gilas head coach Tim Cone says both players will still immerse themselves with the system during training. This will be part of their preparation for future national team call-ups.
It depends on his recovery, if he will be available for the window. Okay? And it's unfortunate because the injury happened just days before coming into this window, but we are still hopeful that he can recover in time, and we can only see that once he arrives in the country.
Gilas is also positive that big man Kai Soto will be available for the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Gilas Pilipinas will face New Zealand on November 21st and then Hong Kong on the 24th.
Considering everything, if he passes all those steps, then by the time that we play in New Zealand, then he can play, and he can even practice days before that. Of course, primary considerations is health. So we want to make sure that he's healthy enough to step back on the court.
At the East Asia Super League, the Taoyuan Pilots proved to be too much for the San Miguel Beermen as they cruised to a 101-85 victory. Taoyuan jumped to a quick 10-0 lead in the first and never looked back en route to their second win in the tournament. Alec Brown finished with 27 points and 9 rebounds to lead the way for the Pilots. San Miguel, with a loss, drops to 0-2 in the EASL. Meantime, action continues at the PhilSports Arena in Pasig, where the Meralco Bolts are playing Korea team Busan KCC Aegis at the moment. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. After the break, we have another huge upset in the UAAP Season 87 Men's Basketball Tournament. Find out more after the break.
The UE Red Warriors with a huge blow to their Final Four hopes in the UAAP Season 87 Men's Basketball Tournament. UE lost to the Ateneo Blue Eagles just earlier today, 71-67. Rookie guard Jared Bai came up big in a clutch to give Ateneo a 2-point lead with less than 20 seconds left in the game. UE would go on to miss their chance to tie the game, and Sean Quiteves sealed the victory with his free throws. The Red Warriors were without Precious Momoe. He was suspended for today's game after 2 unsportsmanlike fouls in their loss against USC over the weekend. UE has one more game, though, to play in the elimination round, and their final opponent, well, the mighty UP Fighting Maroons.
The NU Bulldogs with one last upset to end their campaign in UAAP Season 87. The Bulldogs used every weapon possible to stun the defending champions 63-54. NU leaned on PJ Palacielo and Jake Figueroa, who made plays down the stretch to secure the win. Figueroa himself scored or assisted on NU's last 12 points in the game. Palacielo finished with 16 points, while Figueroa added 14 markers. The Bulldogs also capitalized on LaSalle's offensive struggles to snap the Archers' 9-game winning streak. The reigning champs were dominant on the glass, tallying 56 rebounds to NU's 33. But the rim was not their friend, as LaSalle shot only 32% from the field and hit just 1 3 out of 24 attempts. Reigning MVP Kevin Tiambao had just 6 points on a 3-for-17 clip. With this win, only NU can say it has defeated the top 2 teams in the league after beating the UP Fighting Maroons earlier in the second round.
Binigay nila yung best nila up to the last. So, see you next year. Ginawa nila yung part nila. Sinubukan nilang i-raise the bar despite the adversities na mga. Hopefully maging healthy kami talaga next year para at least maganda yung magiging performance lang.
And now let's take a look at the intense race for that last two spots in the Final Four. Of course, despite that loss, the De La Salle Green Archers remain at the top of the team standings with a 12-2 win-loss record, as you can see on your screens. Then UP are at number 2 with a 9-3 win-loss slate. Those two teams are still the only ones assured of a Final Four spot so far. The UE Red Warriors, meanwhile, slide to a tie with the USC Growling Tigers. Both squads carry a 6-7 record, but USC was able to win both their matchups this season, so they have the head-to-head edge. Again, UE's final match will be against UP. For USC, it's the Adamson Soaring Falcons. And speaking of Adamson, they are currently 5th with 5 wins and 7 losses. FEU is at 6th at 5-8. NU finished the season with a 5-9 win-loss record, while Ateneo improved to 4-9 ahead of their final game against Adamson. Both NU and Ateneo are officially out of Final Four contention.
Over at the women's side, the NU Lady Bulldogs are now just one win away from sweeping the elimination round. NU scored their 13th victory of the season, beating the De La Salle Lady Archers 72-63. The Lady Archers with a hot start here as they try to end yet another Lady Bulldogs win streak. If you recall, last season La Salle defeated NU to end the team's historic 9-year, 108-game winning streak, but the Lady Bulldogs quickly turned the tide, taking control in the second quarter. 12 of 16 NU players got on the scoreboard, led by Cielo Pagdagulagan with 11 points. The Lady Bulldogs will try to complete the sweep in its final game against the FEU Lady Tamaraos on November 23.
We're happy na hindi nangyari yung nangyari dati. And same venue, I just don't remember kung same color and jersey, pero alam ba yun? So, really happy kasi we were not really making our shots from the outside. I don't know, every time we play here, we cannot find our mark in terms of shooting from behind the arc. Pero there were times na when we needed the most, nakashoot si Aloana isa, nakashoot si Sisi ng isa, and si Shelo nakashoot ng isa. It gave us some padding and some cushion in this game.
And now let's take a look at the updated team standings in the UAAP Women's Basketball Tournament. Again, the NU Lady Bulldogs with a 13-0 clean record. Now, if they sweep the elimination round, they will force a step-ladder format in the semifinals. The defending champions, the UST Growling Tigresses, are right behind them with a 10-2 record. The Adamson Lady Falcons, who are at 8-4, and the Ateneo Lady Eagles, who are at 7-5, complete the Final Four. Already eliminated from the playoff race are the De La Salle Lady Archers at 4-9. Then the UP Lady Maroons and FEU Lady Tamaraos are tied at 3-9. And the UE Lady Warriors rounded out at last place at 1-11.
Heartbreaking news, former UP Fighting Maroons head coach Ricky Dandan has passed away at age 56. The news was confirmed by the UP Office for Athletics and Sports Development Director Bo Perasol. Dandan's tour of duty with the Fighting Maroons includes a head coaching stint during the team's so-called dark days. As a deputy to Perasol, Dandan helped UP make its long-awaited return to the UAAP Finals in Season 81. Of course, our deepest condolences to Coach Ricky's loved ones.
Did you get to meet him?
Amazing. I'm sure I have. I got to way back.
Yeah, I wouldn't say close, but I was keeping in contact. We'd exchange messages from time to time because he was signed in different teams when he was with Terra Firma and then with UP. So a lot of players considered him as their second father because he was very, ano talaga siya, tatay siya sa mga players. He may be tough to some players, disciplinarian, strict, but the legacy that he left and the impact that he left to the players, I believe so, will be irreplaceable kasi nga Ricky Dandan has done a lot for the world of basketball here in the Philippines. So again, we pay our respects and prayers to the Dandan family.
Play-by-play will have more stories after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. A Spikers Turf doubleheader today at the Inaria Sports Arena in Pasig. VNS revived its semifinal hopes after sweeping the winless Chi-Chi Brotherhood Titans 25-16, 27-25, and 25-20. This not only ends the Griffins' three-game slide, but also eliminates the Titans from playoff contention in the Invitational Conference. Julius Jao Arcilio led the Griffins with 10 points, 6 of which came from blocks, 3 from spikes, and 1 service ace. In the second game, Chris Cross made quick work of Martelli Meats, dominating the game for a straight sets victory, 25-9, 25-19, and 25-16. The King Crunchers' victory puts them at 4-1 and in a three-way tie for third place, along with Signal and Savoj. Francis Saura had a stellar game for Chris Cross with 13 points off 11 attacks, 1 block, and 1 service ace. There's a new high-riser in the PVL. Joe Maraguinot has joined Galleries Tower ahead of its second outing in the ongoing All-Filipino Conference. This is Maraguinot's 5th PVL team in just 3 years. She began her league career with the now-defunct Perlas Spikers and then played for the championship team Valley Pure, as well as Akari and its sister team Nexled, where she spent nearly a year playing alongside her sister and main setter Jaja. Galleries Tower will play their second match in the All-Filipino Conference tomorrow. The High-Risers will face the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, who are eager to bounce back from their opening day defeat. That match is set at 4 p.m. Then, the Akari Chargers will go for win number 2 against the revamped Zeus Coffee Thunderbells at 6:30 p.m. Prize players Thea Gagate and Jovelyn Gonzaga are expected to make their debuts for Zeus Coffee. Tomorrow's PVL matches will take place at the Philoil Eco Oil Arena in San Juan, but you can also catch the games live on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and on Pilipinas Live.
You know what time it is. It's time for Beaches to go to the big screen for our highlight reel. We've got the UAAP, the MPBL, and the NBA all packed into our highlight reel today. Let's start off in the UAAP Women's Division. How about this? Give and go back from Sorada Angel Sorada out to Cayabyab, Christine Cayabyab, nailing her only 3 for the game, though. She had 9 points, 4 of 10, 18 minutes off the bench, but that basically was the dagger and a win for NU, 72-61 was the score there after this dagger 3 from Cayabyab. On to the men's division now from the women's. Let's take a look at this play. How about another bulldog? Ooh, up and under over Mike Phillips. Jake Figueroa showing a couple of moves. And again, NU upsetting the De La Salle Green Archers here. Ooh, what a fake over Motor Mike. What a move from Jake Figueroa. He finished with 14 points in NU 63-54 upset over the Green Archers. Now, from the college ranks, let's go to the pros in the MPBL. How about this game winner? LJ Gonzalez sees Fuentes, a miss, but there's a game winner from Jason Opiso with 1.9 remaining and the crowd going crazy. And the Quezon Huskers force a do-or-die Game 3 that will happen tomorrow thanks to this game-winning basket from Jason Opiso. From the MPBL, let's go to the NBA. How about this poster? You rarely see this. Grady Dick, good pocket pass to Bruno Fernando with a poster over Giannis Antetokounmpo. Look at Scotty Barnes and the rest of the Raptors bench. Ooh, look at that. Bruno Fernando put that on your highlight reel. Again, let's take a look. Grady Dick, bounce pass to Fernando. Thank you for that poster on Giannis. And finally, how about the chef putting it to bed? Putting some moves on a switch he light against Derek Lively, and he puts the Dallas Mavericks to sleep. 118-114 with 26.4 remaining, telling the crowd whose house it is on Klay Thompson's return. How harsh, Steph. Why do you do Klay like that? Good night, night from the chef, Steph Curry, one more time. It's just so nice. We got to watch it thrice over Derek Lively. And that's it. Warriors win against Klay Thompson and the Dallas Mavericks on Klay's return to the Bay Area chess. Painful.
He doesn't have to look that happy in front of Klay, you know?
This is what you're missing, Klay. This is what you left.
But yeah, it was awesome seeing Bruno Fernando on that highlight
poster,
reel because
right?
I actually got to interview him last year.
World Cup.
During the FIBA World Cup.
Correct.
He was playing for Angola.
Correct,
Really nice
yeah.
guy. And
Yeah.
at the time, he wasn't getting that much playing time.
Yes.
And, you know, seeing him in action, seeing him in the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Great job, Bruno.
And against Giannis, who usually puts people on a poster, now he's on the receiving end.
All right, before we go, we want to send out our congratulations to Filipina skateboarder Marjeline Didal. The 25-year-old athlete recently captured the Women's Division Championship of the Red Bull Buenos Aires Conquest in Argentina. This is Didal's first event since suffering an ankle injury in October 2022. The Tokyo Olympian bested some of the top female skaters in the world. In the final, Didal faced off Roos Zwetsloot of the Netherlands, where skaters had 3 minutes to showcase their skills on the course.
Wow, good job, Margie.
Congratulations,
I'm
Margie.
actually, thank you for giving the news about Marjeline. I just, ngayon ko lang naisip, so minessage ko congratulations to her. Remember, Marjeline was one of the gold medal girls back in the 2019 Asian Games. So we're proud that Margie's back there, slowly getting back to peak form. Congratulations again to you, Marjeline Didal. And that's all from us tonight. You can catch us again, though, tomorrow at 9 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Calao. Thank you for watching. Good night.